Right now at 6, a tragic end to a night on the town. What we're learning about the man who didn't survive a bus crash.
Chaos and unanswered questions tonight. Several people still missing after a huge mudslide devastates an entire town.
And some local families deal with house fires not once or twice, but 3 times in the same weekend. What firefighters say is behind them.
News 4 at 6 starts now.
It started as a way to celebrate a friend's birthday in D.C. 16 friends boarded a shuttle bus heading home to Prince William County.
Police say within minutes, another driver cut them off and caused a deadly crash. Good evening. I'm Chris Lawrence.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Erica Gonzalez. 9 people were thrown from the bus when it crashed. One of them died. This happened around 3:30 this morning on I-95 in Lorton, Virginia. Police say the driver who hit the bus sped away, but they wound up catching up with him just a few hours later.
He's now facing a felony hit-and-run charge, and more could follow. News 4's Derek Ward talked with the mother of the man who was killed.
He was my first child. He was a very good guy, very good boy.
A mother's sadness over the loss of a son. David Sanchez died in this bus crash on I-95 South in Lorton. He and his friends were returning from D.C. after a night of celebrating another friend's birthday. They'd gotten as far as Lorton Road in I-95 when their rented party bus was hit by an Acura that police say was speeding.
As a result, he lost control, ran off the right side of the road, went through the guardrail and overturned.
There were 17 people on board, including the driver. 9 were thrown from the bus as it rolled down a roadside ravine. Most got facial cuts and bruises, others more serious injuries. And that Acura that police say caused it, well, it kept going. Police say the suspect's vehicle had gotten notice a while back on 95 before it came into contact with the bus here with fatal consequences.
Several people did call in saying they specifically remember that vehicle because of the way the individual was driving.
And they got a tag number. Within hours of the accident, police found the car and arrested Rafael Manuel Barrientos. They don't know why he was speeding or whether alcohol was a factor. David Sanchez's family is only left with memories of little things said, not knowing that those would be among their last conversations.
He was just sitting in my house. I made a breakfast for him. I just asked him what he wanted, and he just told me, anything you do, Tia, is just fine. As a mom, I was so proud of him.
When he told his family he was going out to celebrate, they begged him to be careful. He told them not to worry. He'd be on a bus.
I just love him so much.
Derek Ward, News 4.
Tragic ending. What started as an argument between a couple of roommates in Sterling ended up with one man dead. The Loudoun County Sheriff's Office says the 2 men shared a home on Trestle Terrace. They got into a fight a little after midnight on Sunday, and one man shot his roommate. Paramedics rushed him to the hospital where he died. Investigators say there has been no threat to the community.
3 families in Prince George's County are displaced this weekend after their homes burned down. And in all 3 cases, the fire started by candles left burning. The latest fire happened this morning in Bowie. Now firefighters want to remind everyone about the dangers of leaving candles unattended. News 4's Darcy Spencer is live in Temple Hills with more on what they want you to know to prevent this from happening to your family. Darcy?
Well, Erica, yeah, this is something that fire officials here in Prince George's County are very concerned about, this spike in candle-related fires. We're here at the scene of the very first one that happened Friday night here in Temple Hills on Easton Street. There was a candle burning in the basement of this home. It ignited some other things, and you can see what was left behind. $65,000 in damage. Now let's go to some video. Early yesterday morning, there was a fire at a home on Main Street in Laurel. That fire also caused by an unattended candle, about $5,000 in damage. Now the latest fire happened just this morning at 9:30. A 3,800 square foot custom-made home sustained $100,000 in damage. We're told that candles were burning at a shrine inside that home on Pleasant Prospect Road. It's a gated community in Woodmore, again caused by an unattended candle on the 2nd floor of that home.
You know, they look good, they smell good, you think they're pretty harmless, but as we've seen, there is the possibility that a fire is going to occur if you leave them unattended for an extended period of time.
And again, fire officials want to warn people, if you have to use candles, use them very cautiously. Do not burn candles in your bedroom. And when you go to bed at night, make sure all those candles are out, and also consider using those flameless candles. They're much safer. Reporting live from Temple Hills, Darcy Spencer, News 4.
3 robberies, one night, all in busy sections of Northwest Washington. Now, D.C. police are investigating whether the crime spree may be connected. The victims told police they were held up at gunpoint overnight near 23rd and M Street, at 19th and Jefferson, and 31st and N Street. In each case, they say the man with the gun demanded whatever they had on them, jewelry, cash, or credit cards.
This is a story that's just into our newsroom. Police at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, just lifted a campus lockdown. The school activated sirens just a little while ago because of a report of a gunman on or near the campus. Well, we now know that officers arrested someone with knives, but no gun. Unfortunately, no one was hurt. Storm Team 4 tracking a wild swing in our weather. Boy, you are not kidding with that one. We are looking at a chilly end to your Sunday and an even chillier start to your work week.
Storm Team 4 meteorologist Amelia Siegel is here with a look at what we can expect. Amelia, you got to tell us it's got to end sometime.
It does have to end sometime. I have some good news about tomorrow. We're going to have plenty of sunshine. From start to finish, the skies will be mostly sunny, but it will be chilly once again. Now, we did have some rain moving through the area this afternoon. Now, whatever is left of that quickly pushing out of southern Maryland, even getting in on some early evening sunshine. These are your high temperatures tomorrow. 42 in Washington and Bethesda, 41 in Laurel and Fairfax. Again, mostly sunny, but it is going to be cold. Typically this time of year, our high should be about 60 degrees, so we're about 20 degrees below average for tomorrow. And then Tuesday, everybody talking about snow. Now, we're not looking at a lot of accumulation, but it's the timing from the morning hours through the evening hours that will make this a low to moderate impact system. I'll have how much you can expect in your neighborhood coming up in about 10 minutes, Erica.
All right, thanks, Amelia. We've got a developing story in Washington state. Officials say it's still too dangerous to send rescuers into a mudslide that killed at least 3 people. The massive mudslide wiped out a neighborhood of about 30 homes yesterday, and 18 people are still unaccounted for. Search crews can hear people calling for help, but they can't reach them. Authorities say the mud flow is basically like quicksand and about 60 feet deep in some areas.
All I could see was debris as far as I could see. I was at awe. It reminded me of the photographs that you would see and the video that we saw when Mount St. Helens erupted. Trees laying over on their side, massive mud debris.
Would you just look at this? These before and after pictures show just how huge the mudslide is. Authorities are searching for survivors by air until they determine how to get responders to the ground safely.
Search teams were back at it again today, but didn't turn up any new clues in the mystery of that missing plane. Australia deployed search planes and a ship today trying to find a floating wooden pallet that was spotted on Saturday. They didn't see it. One official says Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 was carrying pallets, so it could have been a sign. The jet vanished more than 2 weeks ago with hundreds of people on board. French officials did say they've got new satellite data that may show debris in the southern Indian Ocean. Right now, President Obama is about to head overseas, and while his first stop is the Nuclear Security Summit in the Netherlands, White House officials say the big topic on the table will be Russia. More than 50 world leaders will attend that summit, and the president will use the opportunity to hold some emergency meetings on the crisis in Ukraine. Russia has annexed Crimea, and the president plans to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping as part of U.S. attempts to isolate Russia.
Well, this comes as Russian troops surround a Ukraine Marine base in eastern Crimea. It's one of the last military facilities still under Ukrainian control since Russia's takeover of Crimea. A man inside the base told Reuters that about 40% of personnel were preparing to stay in Crimea and join the Russian army. The rest want to leave for Ukraine's mainland. The cleanup of a Texas oil spill is blocking dozens of ships from accessing a major channel. The Texas Coast Guard says that the mouth of the Houston Ship Channel is closed. A barge carrying nearly 1 million gallons of marine fuel oil collided with a ship Saturday afternoon, and that sprung a leak in one of its tanks. The Coast Guard says it doesn't know exactly how much oil spilled into the Galveston Bay, but about 60 ships, including 3 cruise ships, cannot get in or out of the bay. Investigators say wind and tides are moving the oil farther and farther into the Gulf.
It's been weeks now. Still no sign of 8-year-old Relisha Rudd. Police are desperately trying to find the missing D.C.'s girl, fearing she could be in imminent danger. Relisha was last seen in February at a D.C. homeless shelter where she was living with her mother. She wasn't reporting missing, though, until this week. Police say Relisha's mother let her go with Khalil Tatum, a janitor at the shelter. Tatum is now wanted for murder after his wife's body was found in an Oxon Hill hotel room on Thursday. D.C. Mayor Vincent Gray says the city is using all of its resources to try to find Relisha. Millions of people left high and dry amid a record drought in one part of the country, while relief efforts are now turning to Washington.
Oh, and if you thought today was chilly, oh, you just wait until the next couple of days. Storm Team 4 is tracking more snow. How much we could see and when, just ahead.